Hello, everybody. I'm gonna share my screen first. And when I do, I click share. Yes, it's working, right? Okay, good. Let's talk about shit. It's all I have been doing for the past few years, and it has been fun. That's me down there with the naked butt. I'm a social designer, and talking about shit has more to say than you would think. Because when we talk about our pee in a pool, we actually talk about a key opponent in an issue that concerns us all, closing our food cycle, and by that, closing our nutrient cycle. Oh. Okay, how do I slide, make the next slide? Oh, down below. Thank you. I'm liking this. So what does that entail, closing our food cycle? Really quick. Okay, we eat food, delicious, nutritious food. And after process in our body, 99% of those nutrients we poo and pee out again. And if we find a way to collect this pure form, compost it, and bring it back to the land, bring those nutrients back to the land, we can produce more delicious food. Very simple concept, something we're gonna do at Digital. But to make it, to understand it a bit better, I'm gonna dive in a bit deeper. And I'm gonna explain you the process of our current situation, our current system. What are we doing now? Because at the moment, all these nutrients are going down the drain, quite literally. I'm gonna give you an example. So step number one, we mine nutrients. One of those nutrients is phosphate. It's a very important one. It's one of the building blocks of growing plants. By that, it's one of the building blocks of life itself. And a problem with, for example, phosphate is that we mine them, and mines, they run empty eventually. Phosphate has about 80 to 200 years. And if you, like, there's nothing to replace phosphate. So if you think about that, then that's an issue. But we need those to create chemical fertilizer. And we do that on a huge scale, and we spread it out all over the world on the lands to grow food. Two problems with fertilizer, chemical fertilizer. One, to produce it, it uses a lot of fossil fuels. And second one, it's built by the law of the minimum, and our soil, our earth needs more than that. So after years of usage, we now really see that our land gets depleted, and it gets poorer and poorer, and we are more and more unable to produce the food we need. But then we have it, and we eat it, and we have fun with it. And then something magical happens, something quite extraordinary. We go into a really tiny room, we lock the door, we sit down, in most countries, and we produce pure forms of nutrients that we then flush away with our drinking water into a huge system, sewer system, that eventually will turn into sludge and we'll burn it. Why? Why do we do this? Why do we do this? We have such a beautiful form of nutrients. Why do we flush it away down the drain? Because we still need to produce food, so we still need to feed our soil. So what we do is we mine nutrients like phosphate from the mines, and we go on and on and on. Why? I mean, not even 100 years ago, this wasn't always the case. I mean, 100 years ago, for example, in China and Japan, that area, 4,000 years of circular food system, sustainable circular food system was going on there. And they did two things. One, they indeed used human poo and pee for their land. They had a very good, fast, hygienic transport system that brought the shit and the pee from city to land. But second of all, they got it. They got that shit is the shit. That shit is amazing. It's valuable. It's not waste. It's not something dirty. It's not something that we have to throw away. It's valuable. And for example, how they saw that it was valuable, if you would hand in your shit, you would have to pay less rent. I would like that on my rent. If you would have dinner with me, you all have dinner at my place, it would be very polite to leave your worth before you left again in my toilet, because it's not waste, it's worth. So to really translate this idea, this thought, but and also to start closing this food cycle again, we created this project, BROODJE POEP, which translated in English is shit sandwich. And it is an installation where on one side you can donate your shit, as you as amazingly intelligent poop producer, you can donate shit. We compost it, we feed the land with it, and on the other side you can buy a sandwich, and a sandwich is made from ingredients that has grown on compost, or thanks to compost of human poo and pee. And we do not only truly close this food circle right here, but what we're really saying, what we're doing is, we say your shit is valuable, and you don't have to pay us if you go to the toilet, but we are going to give you discount on the sandwich if you donate your shit to us. And this is what we have been doing for the past year. We've been traveling around spreading this message, this shit message, to the world. And we got mixed messages, but a smile is definitely what we got from everybody. And this is one of the projects that we are doing with the foundation. We have a foundation, it's called Stichting Rondgang. It's not just me. It's an interdisciplinary foundation of art, Sven Jurks and Fede Joritsma. Sven looks really good in a suit. Fede is a science guy. He knows everything about circular sanitation. And together we have one goal, and that is closing that food cycle with our poo and our pee. And we're doing it. It's so exciting. We're doing it together with beautiful and lovely partners like Digital, like SEMiLLA, like Wetbox. And maybe not this year, unfortunately, but definitely next year. And just like at the festival, we're going to talk about how we're going to do that there in number ones and number twos. Peter, the king of pee, is going to tell you all about number one. I'm going to tell you now about number two. Together with Wetbox. Okay, Wetbox is making amazing dry toilets. So dry toilets is just a toilet that is not using water, so it can collect those nutrients. And when you think about a dry toilet, you normally think about sawdust, like a shit box, goats running around. That's not what they're doing. They're bringing it to the next level. I cannot say much about it, but I'm really curious for y'all to see and experience, because you're gonna want to go to this toilet. And then we're gonna compost it. Which way we're now researching, we're diving into it with multiple partners. We're discussing which is the best way. But what is definitely gonna come out of it is beautiful soil. It's gonna be researched by scientists if it's safe, what's exactly in it. But we want to bring it back to the land and grow products like food, but also non-food like hennep, which you can make t-shirts from. But we want to bring it back to that festival. And yeah, again, at the festival, you pee and poo. Mostly pee. So, Peter, please take the stage.
I will take the stage. I will take my precautions. I will disinfect everything. So, and that's something we have to do on the toilet anyway. So we have some tissues here. I'm not afraid for that, but we have to do it. We have to show you what has to be done to clean it all. So hopefully it's still working. Hi everyone. Yeah, it's nice audience. Thanks. My name is Peter. Yes, I'm the king of the pee. We treat pee, and yeah, at the end we also treat poo. So I will explain you more about the techniques, because Fides has already told you about how the system works, and I will take you through the process of the biggest goal we have to achieve, and that's water saving on the earth. But where we could do this better than do it on water saving on festivals. And that's why we are always on festivals, and that's why we need you, and we want to present our goals to you. I'm here on behalf of Nijhuis Industries and SEMiLLA Sanitation, but yeah, at the Stichting Rondgang and all other partners, we can achieve our goals. And we are talking about water. We are talking about use of fresh water, what we want to reduce as much as possible, and the nutrients. Yeah, we can really use them, as Fides already explained. So that's the circle we want to go. We want to go in a closed loop. Next sheet is this, and actually I want to share all the partners, because we can't do this together, and it's a pity we can't go live at digital. So this is a good opportunity to do it online, but we are really anxious to go in practice with Nijhuis, SEMiLLA, BROODJE POEP, Wetbox, Localwise, KNN, and Circular E, to prove that you can do a good recycling just to do the right poo and the right pee. And that's something really strange to talk about that, but I think we have to do it like this. We are always into water resources and water on demand, because it's such a stupid idea that we flush our toilets with drinking water. That's a waste of water, because we can do it different. So what is our goal? Water resources, water on demand. Which qualities of water are available? Which qualities of water are needed? And how can we clean it in that way that it's the most efficient way, the most efficient methods? So that's our thing. So now it's a little bit technical, but the sheets contain a lot of information, but please don't hesitate to ask after we pitched it, because Fides and I are really into your questions, so we are most happy to answer them. So just to begin with what we are doing, this is the container we are, if you were 2 years ago, you were on digital, you have seen this container actually live, because we collected the pee and we turned your pee into tea. And that's the loop Fides was already talking about, because your pee and your poo is really valuable for us, because it contains a lot of nutrients. This is the back side. This is the front side, from waste to taste. Actually, your pee collected, washing your hands, flush it. It's 2 liters of water in total. Its nutrients about 4 grams, and it will make 75 branches of mint. So if you compare that, you can make 25 cups of really a nice tea. And it's clean, because what we do, space-based technology, we turn it into clean water and nutrients, and that's what our goal is on festivals, to separate the wastewater streams. And if you think about all those wastewater streams, then this is the whole mess we are making. We're mixing up all these wastewater streams, and actually, if we could separate them, we can make a waterless and a sewageless festival. And that's our goal with digital, because if you have shower water or basin water, yeah, it's easy to clean it up to flushing water for toilets again. If you look at the shit Fides talked about, yeah, you could easily make it into compost. And if you look at all the pee, then it's easy to be turned into water, clean water, even drinking water if you want, and nutrients to grow fresh vegetables for your hamburger, the tomatoes, the lettuce, and also yeah, you can make a nice cup of fresh mint tea. Now, step by step, I will explain you what we have done already and what we are going to do at festivals. And actually, digital should be our first festival, and again, I can't tell it enough. That's a pity that it's not live, but we yeah, are happy to do it in this way. This is what we have done in several festivals already, that shower water and basin water. We have a sort of a washing machine for shower water and basin water, and we turn it in 30 cubic meters per hour. We can turn it into flushing water for toilets. That's enormous water saving. And for example, on digital, we had the goal to clean approximately 200 cubes of water already for flushing the toilets again. Is that the answer? No, because as Fides already told you, we have to go waterless. So if we have compost toilets, then it's even better than just discharge the water because it's clean afterwards. Now, this is our TV debut. We were in the program Brilliant on RTL 4, and there we pitched P2T with John Williams, the famous Dutch actor and presenter. And there we let him taste the P2T because that's possible. The process is actually like this, and then something underneath you see not only the men peeing but also the women. And that's something I want to talk to you about because Fides, she already showed you a picture of the signs. And actually, ladies, I all want to ask you follow the signs next year on digital because we also ask you to pee without pooing because we need separate wastewater streams, but later on more. This is the process. So you pee, we boil the pee, and we make 90% of clean water and 10% of fertilizers. And that's actually where we can grow basil, lettuce, tomato, or the fresh mint, as I told you already. So this is what I talked about. This is the urinoir for the ladies. We really wanted to ask you this time on digital, come and pee. It's good for fitness in these times. It's really good. And we could collect the pee without the poo and the paper, and we can make a lot of good fertilizers with that. So and not available now, not yet, but hopefully in the nearby future, ladies, come and pee also, so we can make clean water again and nutrients. Now then, this is the system we want to aim. This is the system we wanted to test with all the partners. From poo, separate the thick stream into liquids because your poo contains still a lot of water. So we want to push the water out. We can reuse that again for flushing the toilet, and then the bigger sludge is carried out in big tunnels to treat them or compost them or ferment them to make the most beautiful soil treatment stuff, compost or other raw materials to feed the soil. So that's the solution we wanted to show you on digital. But yeah, in nearby future we want to show you live, and you can poo, and at the end you can eat your own vegetables again. So that's something you really want, isn't it? So what is our goal? Digital at the end, H2O neutral, so water neutral and sewerless, because actually all the ingredients of the poo and pee you can use again, and you can reuse it again, and you can use it. So now we are almost ready. And at digital, we wanted to show you the last step, turning poo into a really valuable compost. So that's the end of my story, the pee story, and a little bit of the poo story. You see that we wanted to achieve the goal on digital. We didn't succeed yet, but within a few months we can show you it again. And please be our volunteers to pee, ladies. Practice already at home. Do the squats or do something else to train your legs to do it. And then please join us at the next festival and be our test persons and make the difference together, because together we can make it. Digital can make it, together we can make it. So thanks a lot, and hopefully to see you live again soon. So now it's time for questions, I think.
Thank you. That was very fun. Thank you for sharing with us, Peter. I do have some questions for you. People always in the chat as well, to be honest, people were asking what happens with the drugs in people's system, because as you can imagine, during a festival, some people will have drugs in the system. What do you do with it?
I don't know that. I don't know if there is any drugs in it. I don't believe that. There are no drugs users on festivals. But if we look at normal sewage systems, there are medical residues in it. And actually also some people use aspirins or are using other medicines. And that's really nice, because if we can collect the pee, we can also, because we boil the pee, and then already a percentage of the medical residue is gone. And then afterwards, because we concentrate the pee, and then we carry it out, and that's the fertilizer, but we pre-treat it, and then most of the medical residues are gone after treating it, because we use several techniques to get rid of all those medical residue.
Thank you, first of all. Also curious about the female urine wall. It's hard to pronounce, to be honest, but I'm hoping I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
So regarding that, personally, I'm just curious, what do you think is a good way to like say to ladies, try it? Because I can understand that it is different for them.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, what should we do? What from the festival point of view, what can they do?
Yeah, actually, we have to make fun of it, because it's not a shame to do it wrong. So I thought of animation teams together with Wetbox. They are really good in it. Together with Stichting Rondgang, just invite people. So just like an officer on the street, okay, do you want to pee? Go that side. Do you want to poo? Go that side. For ladies and gentlemen, and then just train them, because on a festival everyone is in a good mood. So just try it. And actually, we made 2 prototypes. So we also want to test the prototypes with them. So yeah, I think we have to make fun of it and just train and relax and invite them. And if they don't want, yeah, don't do it. But I think it's fun to do it together. Yeah.
So if you're trying to, like, let's say, provoke or you want to change people's behavior with these systems. Yeah. Besides that, is there any other obstacle you can mention that you encountered?
Yeah, no, to be honest, to just your question about the urinals for females, it's all about acceptance, but also about knowing what is going on. Because if you look at festivals, the women, just by peeing and flushing the toilet several times, you waste approximately 30 to 60 liters of water per person. And I think that's something we have to be aware, that we just talk with everyone, tell the story about what is going on. Because if we want to make a better Earth together, and we want to make it circular, to close the loop, we have to do it together. And then, yeah, we have to look at water savings, and that's the biggest channel. The biggest thing is acceptance. That's one. And the other thing, your last question, is it's about regulation. It's not legal yet to use pee and poo for food production. So we have to prove, and that's what we do with the Stichting and all the partners. We want to prove that it's doable, it's safe. So that's a lot of research is necessary to gather all the facts and figures. And then at the end, we can convince the lawmakers to change the law, because that's our biggest challenge, I think, to change this.
And thank you. And somebody in the chat is asking, Peter, how do you maintain hygiene? Isn't it an idea to flush first after peeing and then flush again for paper to collect it separately?
That's a really good idea. We thought about that because we want to separate all the wastewater streams, and actually we want to go flush less. So waterless. So at the end, urinoirs, we don't need to flush, we just need to clean. So we design the best system to clean it without water. So we should go waterless, and then we should separate tissues, toilet paper also separate. It's doable, so we have to do it. So yeah, but we need all the help.
Thank you. So I'm hoping that answered the question, because it's not coming from me, obviously it's coming from the chat.
I thought so.
And another one, what is done with sanitary towels and tampons?
Yeah, we want to go to separate wastewater streams. So in a normal toilet also there is a box, how do you call it? A bin, yeah, just a rubbish bin. So we have to collect it separate, and yeah, that's the nice thing. We need also to attract some creative people just to make also fun of gamification by collecting the different wastewater streams and the streams, the waste streams. So tampons, all other stuff should not be in the toilet, it should be in a bin. And if we can collect it separately, that would be great. So we want to do that. Yeah.
Thank you once again, Peter. Maybe Fides, can you take the stage for two questions?
Clean this microphone. Thanks, so bye-bye all.
Yeah, I have one. Thank you.
So, Fides, maybe from your point of view, can you also mention like any obstacle you encountered maybe back in the days or quite recently, just based on what you presented to us?
Well, the one obstacle is indeed law that we really are facing now while we're doing it. But one of the biggest obstacles that's really shit sandwich is really we're talking about is our perception of shit and pee. We think it's dirty, we think it's worthless, and we can have all the knowledge in the world, all the technique. I think it's not going to happen if we don't see or tell the story of our pee and poo in a different way. If we don't start valuing it and seeing what it is, it's valuable. So yeah, perception as a lot of the times.
And from your personal experience, how do you make it a bit more easy to talk about this subject?
Humor is a big one. You said make fun of it. I think make fun with it.
Yeah.
But also just talking about it. It's so funny because we have a podcast on the toilet, and it's Dutch, but you're sitting on the pot. So it's podcast on the pot. And we just started to talk about shit, your pooing experience. Like when did you let something go for the last time, you know? We talk about what was your best shit in the world, and we get these stories, and first it's giggling, but the moment you start talking about it, I'm a social designer, I work with multiple topics that are maybe difficult for some, and I always realize that when you open up a stage, when you just start to talk about it like it is normal, that it is something you can talk about, people start reacting on it. It's about how you set the stage.
Thank you. And I have one final question. How many vegetables or products can you actually make with the amount of poop and pee that people produce?
With the pee, you already said something like with so many liters of water you can produce so many tea. With shit, I know that if you come to a toilet and you just use the toilet for 1.5 days, we can create a delicious filled, really just goodly filled sandwich for you. 1.5 days of producing.
I need to get used to that. But now I know. Thank you. So if I'm looking at the chat, so far these are the questions. I want to thank both of you. Unfortunately, Peter is not in the screen, but I'm looking to.
But I will go in the screen.
We can do.
Thank you. And the reactions have been really positive so far. So thank you for the time. And yeah, did you guys enjoy it?
It was fun.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
And thank you, Digital. I mean, it's amazing. We've always loved working with you, but that you think of digital at this last moment and you pull something like this together. It's amazing.
So great to be here. Thanks.
Nice. Yeah. And the final thing is, in case people have more questions later on, we will most definitely forward it to you and get back to them. So just so if people have more questions that are not answered this time, no, I can't.
No worries. You can follow. You can
right?
follow BROODJE POEP shit sandwich at BROODJE _poop_, or you can go to our site www.broodjepoep.com or
www.SEMiLLA
SEMiLLA Sanitations@hut.com.
Well,
you can reach out.
We will include that in the thank you letter. So
yes.
Thank you guys once again.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Meeting.